brother. Oh, God.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Anyways. Are you ready?
Do you want to start or you want me to start?
I can start.
Okay.
You can start.
Okay, ready.
Hi, podcast besties.
Oh, you fucking dickhead.
Go ahead.
Hi, podcast besties.
Hi.
Hello.
Who is
I
that?
don't fucking know.
If you didn't know, besides me kicking my dog in the face by accident, we have a special guest on today's episode.
A very special guest on Isn't That Odd, an all things spooky podcast. Paul keeps forgetting to introduce us. My name is Breana.
I was going to get there. My name is Paul.
And you are?
I am Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew happens to be my husband, as we've talked about before. And today is episode 8. And that means, one, it's, as Brianna told me earlier, it's 2 months since we've done this so far.
Yeah, which is insane. I didn't think we'd make it this far.
I didn't either.
Paul kept telling me that he was going to quit after episode 6, and I was like, yeah, okay.
I still might. We'll see if I get to 10, but...
Yeah, fuck you, honestly.
It still could
How
happen.
much money I spent on this mic, we're doing it.
True.
I mean, I can use mine for streaming.
You can eat my ass.
Which
we're
is
gonna keep
at
doing it.
pbholdaj on twitch.tv.
Oh, yeah, true. You never plugged
Slightly
your...
plug.
I don't ever...
What did you say?
A slight plug.
Yeah, I do. The thing is, because I started streaming and then we ended up getting Luca, and so streaming with an 8-week-old puppy is not possible. Anyways, episode 8 today, so that means we're doing a special episode, and for today's episode, we brought in a very special guest, and he is actually going to lead the floor today. So usually it's Brianna or I, well, both of us actually, I should say, but today it's just going to be all him, and Brianna and I are just sitting back, taking most of a vacation day, using some of our PTO, and we'll just sprinkle in some commentary along the way, but it's going to be all about Disney and some little Disney conspiracies.
Some conspiracies.
Are you nervous? Tell me how you feel right now.
Feel a little nervous.
A little nervous?
A little
I love that.
A little nervous.
Nervous.
But, we'll see how it goes.
What are you
You're gonna
nervous
do great.
about?
Not sure, honestly.
You're gonna do great.
You're nervous, but you don't know why you're nervous?
No.
Huh?
I don't know. I just want to
Are you
make sure
nervous
it's
for
good.
people to, hear your voice?
Yes,
That's what I was really nervous for.
And people for, judging? Yeah. That was especially us, episode 1 and 2, and after that, we were like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, now we just fucking
Not a
say
huge
whatever.
fan of my voice.
I was
so.
just yelling at people for fucking us raw the other day if they started.
You should
out
wait for
before episode 1.
You should wait for episode 7.
Sips tea.
Paul was screaming into the mic last episode.
Yeah, it got pretty heated.
Oh.
But
And then I just sat there
within
like-
me, not necessarily between her and I.
Yeah, no, and I just stared him across the mic like, yeah.
Speaking of, I have a question. Do you even listen to our podcast?
Yes, I've listened to the first episode, but I haven't not.
See, I told you. Because I told her how you listened to one episode because we saw we had that listener in Utah, and I was like, it has to be Andrew when he went on his work trip. And I told her how you said you listened to the newest episode just to see if you got a shout out.
Slight plug.
Is that the episode
not?
that we... No. Was that the one that we were talking about, Andrew? We talked about him, one of them. I don't remember which one it was, though.
I don't think so. It might have been.
All good
Wow,
things.
it's
all
almost
good
like you would
things.
know if you listened.
I'm not allowed to give people
I just
shout-outs
have
anymore.
never been in interested in horror and all this conspiracies.
Yeah.
You could
and
still just
paranormal.
listen and support it and give us the listen.
I'll give you the shares
I kind of
and
agree
stuff.
with him. I kind of agree with him though, because sometimes it's really hard to get into something like this, especially when we talk about the dark stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the fun ghosty stuff, it could be ooh, but the murder and
when
stuff.
you start talking about The Conjuring, you lost me, King. So
Whatever. It's fine. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
So,
He's only slightly offended.
oh,
only a little bit. Yeah, this is our 3rd episode we're recording today, so mentally I'm checked out, so it's a good thing you're leading it today.
Dude, one episode we were recording, and I'm in the middle of telling my story, and Paul is just tippy-tapping on this fucking computer. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, we just got an email from Anchor. We're going to get ads soon. I was like, I'm literally in the middle of talking. And he was just like,
Yeah, that was episode 5.
Oh, I need some banter.
yeah,
So
he was like,
Episode 5 or 6, I think.
this is going to get cut out anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Because I was looking at my notes and then I saw we had an email and then I looked and it was Anchor.
In the middle of my story, he's looking at his own notes.
I needed to be prepared.
I'm 99% sure you already went that episode.
Nuh-uh.
Don't gaslight me.
I'm gaslighting both of us, I think. I'm really unsure.
Jeez Louise. Anyway, Andrew, the
Yeah.
floor is yours, my dear.
So, without further ado, we will turn our mics to you. And it is all you now. No pressure.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. So,
welcome.
thank you for having me on your podcast.
Of course.
Exciting. So, I think the first thing I wanted to say is that obviously we're doing Disney conspiracy theories, and where it comes from is that Paul and I are huge Disney fans. We go every single year.
They're Disney adults.
Yes, we're Disney adults.
We're not the crazy Disney adults. Let me just... Because
I'm literally
I feel
looking
like
at Mickey Mouse ears that they have
I
perched
feel
on
like
the lamp right
I feel like there is different levels of Disney adults. Like there
Yeah.
are some that get really into it and
We're, like,
really upset with
mid-tier.
certain things, and I'm just like, oh,
I've never been to Disney World.
We're like
so I don't-
mid-tier. Like, I'm the planner, and we have to get certain reservations, but like we're not like die hard. Like every 2 seconds we have to have know about the news.
yeah. There are
So-
people that are way too invested in the lore and the news of it all, and I just couldn't care enough. I'm like, as long as I just go there and I get to ride X, Y, and Z and just
See
get
the
a Ronto
characters.
wrap at Star Wars Land, I'm okay.
I'm sorry, a what?
It's called a Ronto wrap. It's essentially like pork, sausage, like slaw on like a
like a
non-soda
mayo.
bread. It's really good.
It's really I've tried to make it at home, and
It's
it didn't.
it's my
work out.
favorite food at Disney.
How much is it?
It's like $8, I think.
Is it worth it?
Absolutely, I would pay it. Yeah,
How many
absolutely.
inches big?
We specifically do not eat lunch until we go.
Oh,
there.
it's enough.
And then we go to Sutuli Canteen in Animal Kingdom. I don't know.
The total glaze bar.
Yeah.
I love it.
But anyways, so
It's like this is the first adult we've ever had on this podcast because we're not adults.
Oh yeah, your humor is definitely very different than ours. So
oh
this is
god,
gonna be
here we
very
go.
interesting.
Amazing. Well, anyways, anywho,
Back on track.
yeah, back on track
He's
here.
in charge. He's the captain now.
Yeah,
I am the captain
don't
now.
whip me too hard.
Anyway,
You might like it. But anyways, so we'll go from
Don't
here.
expose me.
So anyways, we are huge Disney fans, and there's been many theories with Walt himself as well as some movies. So we're gonna go into some conspiracy theories about both.
nice.
And we'll start off
for your
with
teeth.
the most common one, is that the conspiracy theory is that Walt Disney's body / head is actually frozen underneath Disneyland. You probably had a inkling that I was going to do this one because it's the most common one.
And then I told you another theory that could interject into this one. Did you happen to do that? Because that
The
would,
one that you mentioned while I was doing my notes.
or after, I don't remember. It
You'll
correlates directly with this.
Yes, you'll see.
Okay.
All right.
You
So
say to me, don't cut him off. Isn't that what you say to me?
thank you,
Whatever.
Brianna. Snap. Anywho, so
Only a threesome.
about. We haven't even started yet.
Bloody
Jesus. All right. So, anyway, Walt Disney actually died at the age of 65, so about 57 years ago. Walt was actually a chronic smoker, so Disney cast members would always know when Walt would be walking down the hall because of his hack and dry cough. So his health was really declining his last year of life, and he was a longtime sufferer of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and emphysema.
I have a question.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So basically, I believe that's just all from smoking.
Oh,
so
okay.
he was a huge smoker,
That's a lot
and
of
he
medical terms.
he actually was not able to see Disney World opening. So he only saw Disneyland, and it was in process of being built when he died.
Wait, which one is in Florida?
Florida is the one in
World.
Disney World.
And then Disneyland
Is in California.
Is there a size difference?
Yes, I think Disney World is a lot.
You're just gonna keep talking at the same fucking time? I know you're married, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Sorry, I'll sit back. It's not my turn. My turn.
So yes, Disney World is a lot larger. They have multiple different parks. Disneyland has 2 parks
Oh, okay.
essentially. But yeah, so he never saw Disney World open. He only saw Disneyland.
I feel like it'd be the opposite. You think that Disney World would be bigger than Disneyland?
Yeah.
Wait, it is. Disney World is bigger.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
What Disneyland? So Disneyland is the OG park. That's what the one Walt opened in
where?
California.
Yes.
In California.
And then his brother.
In Disney World, he had planned for this big thing, which is what they did, but he died beforehand, and that's in Florida.
I thought you were saying the one in California was the one that was bigger that had 2 parks.
No. And so his brother took over to finish Disney World.
Yes,
I'm all
right.
caught up. I'm a simpleton.
Yes.
Apologies.
No worries. No, you're
That's right.
fine.
We did a whole tour, like a behind-the-scenes tour for this, and they told us all about the history and stuff, including this. So
Disney adults. Anyway, go ahead.
Yep, exactly.
it's bro. It is so interesting to see how the quote-unquote magic is made because of all the things they do and the hidden things behind the scenes.
The only thing that I know that they do for the magic is the go away green.
Yep.
Yes. So the go away green, and then the actual park itself isn't actually ground level. It's built up, and then below are what they call utilidors, which is essentially the
Is that
way
how you get across the park without running into
Yeah,
those people?
so that's how like Woody, no, not Woody because it was his
Mickey.
Magic Kingdom. This is how someone from like Pirates of the Caribbean won't be seen in like Buzz Lightyear, like over in that area.
Because they're technically like different lands, so you're not supposed to see in like Tomorrowland, and you're not supposed to be in Frontierland. So it goes along with all the theming.
You're supposed to be fully immersed in whatever land you're in.
Yep. Anyways,
I also just realized I hate this middle seat because you just look forward and you see both of us. Me, I'm like cracking my neck each way to make eye contact.
I
my
don't know. You're
neck,
sitting up
my
front.
back. Cool.
And my crack. You're
Every
sitting-
podcast, without fail.
Oh my god, it wasn't you this time. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
What?
Breaking out into song.
Usually it's me
always
that breaks into
Paul.
the song.
Well, that's me. But yeah, so Walt actually had that emphysema, and then as well he had severe damage to his cervical spine from falling off a horse while playing in Hollywood polo tournament in the 1930s.
Horses are fucking scary.
Yeah, so he had a lot of health issues. So in early November of 1966, Disney began to complain about his severe neck and leg pain that interfered with his ability to work and create. So a chest x-ray actually uncovered a tumor that was the size of a walnut in his left lung, and an oncological surgeon recommended to immediate removal of the large portion of the left lung. So it got too out of control, I believe, and that's when he unfortunately passed away from cancer.
You can't live with one lung, right? I know you can live with one kidney.
I'll Google it.
You do.
I'm gonna assume no, but I know with kidneys you can live with one kidney. That's why some people donate their other kidney.
Mm-hmm. I know Selena Gomez got a kidney.
That's the second podcast in a row we talked about Selena Gomez.
Because we love singing.
We stan Selena.
So here at Isn't That Odd Podcast, we just Google things on the fly to give you information right away. This says most people can get by with only one lung instead of 2 if needed. Usually one lung can provide enough oxygen and remove enough carbon dioxide unless the other lung is damaged.
Oh,
So there we go.
interesting.
So obviously he passed away, and then so everywhere I looked, there was no really pin on where this actually started, the theory started. But just a couple weeks after Walt's death, a reporter for a tabloid called the National Spotlight claimed he snuck into the hospital of St. Joseph's in Burbank, California, which is actually directly across from Disney's entrance, and disguised themselves as one of the workers and snuck into a storage room and saw Walt's body in a cryogenic metal cylinder. So basically he was frozen. Mm-hmm. So that was the theory. This actually went on for years, and later on in 1969, a French magazine advanced the rumors predicting that Walt would be thawed in 1975. Obviously, this was not true because he was not thawed, and we do not see him today.
They're probably going to wait a few more years. Get some better technology.
So there was actually recently there was an article on Facebook in a group that said after 55 years after his death, Walt Disney's frozen body will be thawed December 2021 in an attempt to bring back to life.
That already passed.
Yep. So obviously in the
Unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. So the post generated over 1,700 shares in less than one day because everyone thought it was true.
Do you think it's
1,700
true?
or 17,000?
1,700 shares
That's
in
not
less
a
than
lot.
in one day.
Well, I guess that's a lot.
Do you think it's true? Both of you?
No,
No.
it's fun.
I could fuck around with his head being frozen somewhere.
Well, a lot of people thought, because actually my next point was that they actually thought the location of his body was underneath Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland.
I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
So
That's one of my favorite rides.
Wait,
Actually, one
is
of
it Caribbean or is it Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean, yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but it's the Caribbean islands, but it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean, I don't know.
I don't know why I separate them like that.
That ride has one of my favorite smells in Disney.
I'm sorry, what the fuck does that mean?
Because Disney has whatever. They essentially have machines, like, essentially essential oil machines almost, that blow out scents. So
like
when you're on Main Street, like the main
Did
strip...
you say like Hollister?
Yeah, because they spray their cologne in the vents so they can spew out the cologne.
So when you're on the main strip, like Main Street to the castle, and you're by the bakery, it's going to smell very poignant of, like, sweets and stuff because they have machines that blast out those
being
scents.
at Disney sounds like a fucking experience. You don't have to go on anything, just standing there. It seems like
that's why we love it.
People watching at Disney is probably the best thing.
Yeah. That's why people love it so much, because there's so many immersive things that you do. Like, some of the rides is just crazy because of all the smells. Sometimes you get like water in your face as well. So it's just like that immersive experience. That's why we love it so much, and it's just so magical.
So fucking angry if I went on a ride and they just splashed water in my face. That would piss me the fuck off.
All of the smells that I use for my diffuser are Disney smells. So the one that I used today.
Oh, that one where you're like, here, pick a scent.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the one I actually have today is the Animal Kingdom Lodge smell, and it's so good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
take a whiff.
So
I'm uncomfortable. We're gonna go back in the summer.
Yeah, roll it back. So another reason why actually people believed that this was actually true was because Walt was a big believer in the future and the advances of medicine.
Future.
Tech, SpongeBob references here, and science, and that is why Epcot was created. So Epcot is one of the parks in Disney World.
I could fuck around some Epcot.
Yes. So for those non-Disney fans, Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. So
I did not know what that meant.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So since Walt knew he was dying during his last film, he ordered cameras to roll during his last department head meeting. While he was seated at his famous desk, smiling at all his department heads in laser beam contact, he told everyone what he expected of everyone's performance in the future and that he will see them real soon. So it was just really kind of weird how he said that and how he's interested in Epcot and the future and things like that. So that's kind of like added to the theory.
Ew, I would throw up if he just like appeared out of nowhere and then he's like, what is this bullshit? And just yelled at everybody.
You know something really funny? So this girl, Lexi, that I went to high school with, she and her family go to Disney almost like every single year. They go all the time. And they always go to Epcot. And my friend didn't know what Epcot was. So when Lexi's posting pictures drinking like around the world at Epcot, they're like, oh, Lexi's here. Oh, Lexi's there. And I was like, no, dude.
Lexi's quite literally just in Florida.
Yeah.
They're like, how did she get from like...
How'd they go from Mexico to Germany
in
an hour?
And I was like, are you fucking with me? Are you being serious? But no, yeah.
Love it, yeah. So
that's his favorite park out of all of them.
Yeah, it's starting to be my favorite because of all the drinking.
Me personally, it's...
I would probably just go to Epcot. I would probably just to go there.
It's probably my third favorite park.
I was talking about going there when I went to Florida, but then I found out how expensive it was, and I was like, no.
It's worth it.
I'd rather just make my own drinks. Drink around the world at my house.
It's part of the experience.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's part of the experience.
I don't have experience money.
So Walt actually read a book called The Prospect of Immortality. So again, which stirred more theories that led him to believe that he was actually frozen underneath the ground. So, and then also that Disney actually named one of their movies Frozen, if you know Frozen.
Fucking love
This is the theory
Frozen.
I talked about.
Yeah, to stop people searching Walt's head being frozen underneath.
That's a good fucking movie, though.
So that's why they named it Frozen, because they were sick of people actually searching that on Google, and now it's no longer the top search on Google. Yeah. So that's
I'm
why.
Okay with that, though.
So that's another theory of why people think that he was underneath in Frozen, because...
Why would they cover it up?
Why would they cover it up?
Because if you just search Disney Frozen on Google, you're just going to get the movie.
Yeah.
But before Frozen came out, if you search it, you're going to get all about Walt's head and how he's frozen underground.
Yep. So, but then obviously these theories were squashed by Walt's daughter, which told everyone that Walt was cremated in 1972 in Glendale, California.
Well, she's a fucking fun ruiner.
Yeah.
He could still be cremated and his head could just not be.
So that's why people think it's just his head now.
Because they're probably just going to take his head and like put it on like a robotic body or something like
She technically wouldn't be lying. His body was cremated.
You know what I said? I said like Mark Zuckerberg.
Jesus.
Maybe
shout out to the
maybe it is Mark Zuckerberg. Maybe it is. Maybe it is Mark Zuckerberg. And they just restructured his face. That's my new theory. Walt Disney is Mark Zuckerberg.
I really fucking hope not.
All about
if Facebook buys Disney, come back to this theory.
Allegedly.
But yeah, that's the theory of Walt's death.
What do you think? What are your thoughts about it?
I mean, obviously, I think it's far-fetched, to be completely honest. But I mean, the more I was like reading into it, I was like, is it actually true? Like, I think it was kind of cool how he was interested in all this future stuff, and that's why they made Epcot, and he was saying all this stuff to his department heads about, well, I'll see you real soon. Like, that's weird. Like, why are you saying that?
Well, I mean, I guess that is kind of like the Disney catchphrase. Like the Mickey catchphrase is like, see you real soon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mickey. When you leave, it says, see you real soon. What? See you real soon.
Just like that.
Just like that.
So it could have just been, but I want to believe it. It would be fun to believe. I really
hope that it is. I hope that it is.
Imagine.
He had a lot of money.
Yeah.
He could afford to do that.
Imagine just being a Disney. Like Breana Disney. Like, that would be so cool.
So my question though is like, not really a question, a statement. Wasn't he like a really big racist? And so if he does come back, then what?
He would be like, what?
I know, he would just, he would not like that.
Was he a racist?
I'm 99% sure that he was.
I'm pretty sure I
Google
heard
it.
that too. Hold on.
Not your wallpaper being Disney. I just saw that.
There's too much reading. I don't care.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Nope. All set.
Just cut off.
You heard it here first. Allegedly, he's racist.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
According to Breana.
Allegedly.
There was headline, though, that said Meryl Streep called him a bigot, so...
Oh, if Meryl Streep said it, then it's correct.
Were they alive at the same time? Yeah, he died in...
Yeah, she's old as hell.
How old? When was she born?
She's great,
She
though.
must have been born...
Google it.
She was born in 1949. Didn't you say Walt died in, like, the 50s?
Yeah.
So she was?
Like, Julie Andrews met him.
Who the hell is that?
She's Princess Diaries.
Who?
Princess Diaries, the movie.
Oh.
She was also Mary...
she's Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Mary Poppins. I was just about to say.
Mary Poppins.
So, yeah.
All right.
But, yeah, so that's that theory.
Nice.
So, the rest are kind of movie theories. And the first one is Toy Story. So, who loves Toy Story here?
Me.
Who here likes Toy Story? Raise your hand.
Me.
We all love Toy Story.
Everybody raise their hand for the audience at home.
So, as 10-year-old me, this theory went over my head until I got older.
Okay.
So, we all know the famous story of Toy Story. Jessie, who was the toy cowgirl in the movie, her former owner was Andy's mom.
I was just about to cut you off and finish that theory because I did see that.
Yes. So,
I don't think I've seen that.
You haven't seen that?
So the theory basically
so.
is that like the hat that Andy wears is Jessie's hat. It's not Woody's hat.
Yep.
The white stuff on it is Jessie's hat.
The specific scene when Woody meets Jessie, who is she goes to a flashback in the specific scene, and it's her, obviously her, and then a younger girl when the song "When She Loved Me" starts playing, and that she was abandoned by Emily, who is her old owner, Jessie's old owner, who grew up and shifted her interest from horses and dolls to nail polish and boys. That's
Gross.
Yeah. So we see young Andy. He is wearing a hat that resembles Jessie's, not Woody's, because Woody's hat is brown, and I believe Andy's and Jessie's hat is red with like a white lace through.
Every time you say Jessie, I want to be like, Jessie!
Hey, Jessie!
I made that reference the other day.
I can't.
That's why I'm just staring at you, because I'm like, I've already been through this.
You keep saying Jessie, I'm like, Jessie?
Yeah, so, and the hat is missing a ribbon on the one that Andy has. So we're thinking that Emily, Andy's mom, quote unquote, gave that hat to Andy. So, we don't know the first name of Andy's mom, but we know Emily's last name. We know that Andy's hat and Emily's hat are the same. We know that Emily is old enough to be Andy's mom. And Pixar does this a lot, so they're perfectly capable of sliding that in.
Speaking of Toy Story, you know what movie I saw? And it was so fucking good, that Buzz Lightyear movie.
Oh,
there was a lesbian in there, wasn't there?
Yep.
It's insane, though, because I don't know. Obviously, you've seen it, but at the very beginning...
I haven't seen it. Toy Story or Buzz Lightyear?
Buzz Lightyear.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, at the very beginning, it literally says, like, in whatever year Toy Story came out, like, a boy named Andy went to the movie theater and saw a movie, and this became his favorite character. This is that movie. So, like, the movie Buzz Lightyear that's out right now is the movie that Andy saw when he became obsessed with it in the original Toy Stories. And it's just like a full circle thing, and I was like, that's so fucking
That's
cute.
something we're going to have to watch because you haven't seen it either.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I have not.
It just came out kind of recently, didn't it?
Yeah.
Ish?
Yeah.
It came out in the summer, maybe after summertime or something like that. I don't know. I've seen it a few
wanna
times,
see
so
it.
it's good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a small one. The longer one is towards the end. But yeah, that's the Toy Story theory.
I never knew that.
You never knew that?
I felt
No.
like that was a pretty known one too.
Ooh, do I know
well-
something about Disney that you don't?
I'm not a true Disney fan, apparently.
Not a Disney
Am I a
adult.
Nikki Stan?
Hashtag.
Just pulled up in the Sri Lanka.
Bruh. So speaking of like all the movies connected, the next one is about the King and Queen of Arendelle. So, which is from Frozen. So
I
we'll
don't know
see.
if I know this. I think
So, during the first movie of Frozen, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? There's a scene that the King and Queen of Arendelle are leaving Anna and Elsa at home with, obviously, in their castle. It is seen that that they are going to a wedding by ship, and they went through rough waters and got a shipwreck. So, leaving Anna and Elsa in a castle by themselves while Elsa tries to learn to control her powers. Many people think that their parents were going to see Rapunzel in Eugene's wedding because Rapunzel is seen at the coronation of Elsa in the first movie. So towards, I believe it's like the end of the movie.
I think it's at the very beginning.
It is. Oh, yes.
It's when she's running around singing.
Yep.
before
That
she
is
meets
correct.
Hans.
So, she is seen.
There's one thing I know, it's fucking Frozen. I love that movie.
Yeah, so she is seen in the beginning of the movie. The timing is correct. The voyage was about 1,600 miles, which was a reasonable amount of time to travel by ship and land to get to where the wedding is being taken place, which is in Germany. So that is where Rapunzel and Eugene was located. So if they shipwrecked about halfway there, they would be in the Atlantic, where Ariel...
I was just going to cut you off and finish.
So Ariel, if
It's
you've
your
seen...
favorite fucking thing to do, huh?
Yeah.
You cut me off every fucking episode.
I do not.
Someone go back and tell me how many times Paul cuts me off.
Someone make a montage right now.
I'm going to go look right
can't.
now. Hold on. We're back. It's like fucking a lot.
But if
Context,
you see-
she didn't go nowhere.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck you.
This bitch looked at her empty wrists and said, "We're back."
Didn't Paul just yell at me last episode about breaking the fourth wall, and here he is breaking the fourth wall?
Because that's all you do,
Don't
so
we
now I
say-
feel like I have to do
Don't
it.
we say
I'm just
don't
going
be
to
a
sip my
douchebag?
coffee while you two argue.
Huh?
Don't we? Isn't our new saying don't be a douchebag, and why are you being a douchebag?
I'm not being a douchebag.
Oh, you got nothing to say. Anyway,
If I'm being a douchebag, then it's a fucking two-way street, babe.
I already know that I'm a douchebag. It's okay.
Then why is there
I'm
saying don't
just
be a douchebag?
teenage
Dirtbag,
Oh
baby.
my gosh.
Speaking
Anyway.
of Green Day, that's not even Green Day.
I have absolutely
Is
no idea
it?
who that
No,
is.
it's not. Huh?
Someone tell us who that is. Anyway, go ahead, Andrew.
Anyways, so if they shipwrecked halfway there, if you've seen in the movie The Little Mermaid, Ariel is actually located in her movie. You see her go into a ship, and we think that it is Ariel exploring the ship of the King and Queen of Arendelle. So there's another theory, actually, that they actually survived the crash.
Ooh.
And it ended up at a jungle.
I do know this. I know this whole theory.
The queen was pregnant and gave birth to a baby boy. They built a tree
Tarzan.
house and got eaten by a leopard then the boy got raised by gorillas. Who does this remind you of?
Tarzan.
Exactly.
I knew that one.
So Anna and Elsa are theorized to have a baby brother and a new Disney prince, Tarzan.
I wonder.
He's a prince.
That's what like the theory is that Anna and Elsa have a brother.
Oh, I guess if it is
Isn't he
the
technically
king
the
and
king of
queen
the
to be a
jungle?
prince.
Is that a thing? Am I
Yeah.
thinking of a different movie?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, so that's the theory that he got raised by uncles. Oh my gosh, gorillas, and then they got eaten by leopards when they got to the jungle. So, but yeah, that's my second theory. Well, third, I should say.
I used to love the live action Tarzan movie. With the guy from The Mummy. What's his name?
Oh, I was like, which one are you talking about?
I don't know what his fucking name is. Brandon something.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about?
Nope. Have I watched Frozen 2?
Frozen
Yes,
2
we
is
watched
so
it in
fucking
Virginia.
good.
I thought for some reason I thought that was Frozen 1.
Frozen 2 is so fucking good.
What
when he's
happened in
walking
Frozen?
through the woods and he's like, Samantha? I don't know what Samantha. I genuinely thought it was so fucking funny.
Oh, I love
I have
that.
watched it. Yeah.
I love that scene.
It's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. Like, why? Olaf, top tier comedy for me. That's as funny as it gets.
Olaf is like one of my faves.
Also, talking about Frozen 2, I keep saying this, it's really fucking inconsiderate that she's screaming that song into the unknown in the middle of the night.
Oh, here we go.
Shut the fuck up. The whole fucking village is sleeping and she's belting. Like, I, honest to God, would be like, yeah, go to the fucking woods. Goodbye. Let me get a good
Another theory is Elsa a rude ass bitch.
She is. That's not a theory. That's a fact. She's a rude ass bitch. She's rude as fuck. I mean, she's going through some shit, but she's rude as fuck.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's that. So, and then my last theory is Finding Nemo.
I love
this one's actually my favorite one. This one was actually really interesting, and when I was doing my notes, this is the one that was like, I'm excited for this one. So, but anyways, let's take a trip down memory lane. Do you remember the beginning of the movie where Nemo's mom dies from a barracuda attack and they eat all the eggs?
That's a barracuda?
Yeah. Do we remember this part?
Yes, I didn't know that was
beginning of the movie. So then there's only one egg left, and which is Nemo. So
I know exactly where.
And it has a crack in it, which leads to Nemo having a smaller fin on one side.
That's why he has a smaller fin from the crack?
Yep.
Hold my fin.
Wow.
Yep.
Take my strong hand.
Hold my fin.
So there's a theory that changed that. So a fan theory suggests that there were no survivors of that attack. So Marlin...
Of that attack.
Marlin's version, who is the dad of Nemo...
Plunder the booty. Sorry.
He does interrupt a lot. Thank you, Brianna.
Fucking does.
I'm making side comments. You could have just kept talking.
Anyways...
You actually can't because you scream into the mic.
Don't.
We just
Me saying
talked
I'm gonna
about
plunder
this.
the booty was not screaming into the mic.
But you get...
This is screaming into the mic. Barely.
Your eyebrows went up when you did that.
Because I'm screaming.
You have to lift your eyebrows for emphasis.
Emphasis!
Okay, Josh.
Drake and Josh? No?
Yeah.
Chick and Josh?
Drake
You said chick and Josh.
and Josh.
Chick and
Speaking of Drake, do you know he's like a famous Mexican singer now?
Oh my god. Paul told me this and I was shocked.
What in the hell?
Did you hear? Did you know
Google
about that?
No.
Drake Bell is now goes by Drake, whatever Bell is in Spanish. I forget at the top of my head. And he's like a big thing in Mexico. He's a big singer in Mexico now.
What in the hell?
What in the hell?
And apparently, it's allegedly rumored because he has allegations against him in the States, so he moved to Mexico to get away. Allegedly.
Interesting. All right.
Same time.
All right. Childhood ruined by that one theory.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, we're bringing Nickelodeon into this now. Fuck
I was about
Disney.
to say, I was like, Disney,
Fuck Disney,
hello?
we're going to Nickelodeon. What else do we have for Nickelodeon? I got nothing.
Dan Schneider has a foot fetish.
That is
Allegedly.
that's not no.
He's a pervert,
That's not even alleged. The whole fucking Nickelodeon logo was a foot.
True.
It was a whole ass foot at one point.
We're gonna say allegedly so we don't get sued, but wink wink nudge nudge.
This man, any Dan Schneider show, you're seeing feet.
Speaking of Dan Schneider, you should all read Jeanette McCurdy's new book, I'm Glad My Mom Died. It's very good.
That's a very good book. I blew through that book, and I have no regrets.
Yeah, and Paul takes forever to read everything.
The only regret I have is that I read it too fast. Because it was really good.
That was really good. Does your sister still have it?
And allegedly, the creator is Dan Schneider. Huh?
Does your sister still have it? Sister?
I hope so. Hey, sisters. Speaking of child predators.
Allegedly.
You're scaring
That's
me.
not even alleged.
You're scaring me.
This proof he was talking to 16-year-old boys. That's a child predator. Baby.
Boys.
Boys. James Charles. Hey, sisters. If you ever seen James Charles, run.
The fact that Paul doesn't have to have a story that he has to tell right now, he's just off his fucking rocker. Anything that comes out to this man's mind, he's just spewing.
Yeah,
out
and
his
I'm
mouth
just
hole.
waiting here patiently.
I know later on tonight, Andrew's gonna be like, "You didn't let me talk. You cut me off so many times." I can't wait.
I'm trying to give you the banter I told you I'd give you to make your stuff longer because you were stressed. You wouldn't have enough. And that's what I'm trying to do. And now I'm getting ridiculed for it.
Why are you violently shaking your head?
I'm angry.
Okay. Look how cute Luca looks.
My handsome boy.
Okay. Go ahead,
Okay,
Andrew.
so, anyways, the fan theory suggests that there are no survivors of the attack that the Barracudas did. So Marlin's version of Nemo, which means nobody in Latin, is Marlin's interpretation of grief. So during the movie, Nemo, quote unquote, gets taken by fishermen, and Marlin is on a journey to find him and makes his way to Sydney, Australia. According to the theory, during this journey, Marlin faces the 5 stages of grief, which is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. It's his journey of getting over his lost family.
That's really fucking sad, and I love Finding Nemo. I'm never gonna be able to watch that fucking movie
Yep.
again.
So here's the 5 stages in the examples. So stage 1 is denial. Having Nemo to be a physical character also shows Marlin's denial stage of the grieving process.
So does that mean that Nemo isn't real? So does that mean?
So this is the theory that he's not actually real, and this is his imagination.
So he's just fucking crazy then, going to a fucking bus stop.
But then how would that explain Nemo, like the class waiting for Nemo to get there?
Unless we're just looking at it through Marlin's perspective, and he's just an unreliable narrator.
I guess. And that's why he's like, oh, Nemo's going to school. And then he pushes him to school. And
he's
like,
just
okay,
like,
kids, let's go.
Yeah, and then he just kind of...
So he refuses to believe his family have all died, so he creates Nemo, an imaginary son. So stage 2 is anger, and it manifests itself in many ways. Marlin often snaps at Nemo and generally has no patience for the people trying to help him, lashing out irrationally. So the stingray, Mr. Ray, gets a telling off of bringing his class to the drop-off on Nemo's first day of school.
The drop-off? You're going to the drop-off?
Yes. While Dory constantly bears the brunt of Marlin's short temper when Nemo goes missing. So this is the second stage.
Also, how very uncreative. They named a stingray Mr. Ray. I just want to throw that out there.
This was like 2007.
I can't even think of like that in a human way. I was gonna be like, well, that's like a human name, but then I'd be like, Mr. Human. Mr. Man. Oh, that guy.
Huh?
What's his name? Guy Carr? The guy from...
Guy Fieri.
William Guy Carr?
Yeah.
There's Guy
From
Fieri as
episode-
well.
Guy
3?
Fieri. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
The myth, the man, the legend.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Love him.
Huh?
Huh?
I was referencing back episode.
Wreck-It
Wreck-It Ralph. I was referencing
You just have a brain fart?
episode 3. No. I was piggybacking off of your...
I'm like watching the movie Finding Nemo in my head right now. That's why I was like, the drop-off.
Right?
And now I want to watch Wreck-It Ralph.
So,
I did not like that movie.
You didn't like Wreck-It Ralph?
No.
Do you like Wreck-It Ralph?
yeah, it was pretty good.
Ah,
We watched it in theaters.
we did?
Yeah, with Kate and Tim. Or Tate and Kim, I should
I
say.
don't remember.
I watched Pocahontas again for the other time, and that used to be one of my favorite Disney movies. That movie's fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I like this so much?
So-
Anywho,
But yeah, so that's
this man's grieving.
That's the anger stage, and then stage 3 is grieving. So Marlin blames himself for the death of his wife and eggs. He tells himself it will never happen again and obsesses over Nemo's safety, and blaming himself for being more careful and for not protecting his wife and their unborn eggs. Marlin develops a feeling of self-loathing. Nemo even says, "I hate you." So this is again himself, imaginary son, saying, "I hate you."
This is sad.
But this is Marlin's subconscious speaking to him. Marlin's self-hatred also manifests itself through an extreme fear of the ocean and lack of trust for anything. He is wondering what he could have done differently to prevent the death of his family. This causes him to no longer take unnecessary risks regarding Nemo's safety, no matter how ridiculous his overprotective behavior is. And so Marlin isolates himself and Nemo from the world. Everything beyond their home becomes a threat.
Yo, Marlin a freak, though. Because
I thought the
he'd be
theory-
out there touching the butt.
Yeah, imagine.
I think that's so funny.
What?
That part where he does it. He's like, "Don't you dare," and he just goes.
But going back, that's his stage of anger too. Him yelling, always not trusting him.
And he just a freak.
So it's just so funny when you think about it. If you remove Nemo from that situation, he's just screaming at a boat.
Yeah, literally.
Don't do it!
All the kids at Nemo! All the people at the fucking little bus stop at the drop-off are probably just like, "Oh, this motherfucker."
And
Yeah,
Dory's
this,
probably...
this dude again.
Good thing Dory is his friend, because she ain't gonna remember shit.
Yeah, she has short-term memory loss. You know something that I just remembered? That movie, when he first meets Dory and she starts doing like the whale talk, I remember when I was a child watching that would send me into a fucking spiral of laughing. I
Me
would
too.
literally
I
cackle
love
for
that
10
scene.
minutes. I thought it was so funny. I don't know why I thought it was so funny.
Love that scene. That one, I love Squirt, Crush, you know.
Finn, Noggin.
Speaking of, at Disney, you can actually go see Crash and Squirt.
I might go just for that. I love
But-
turtles.
To be fair, they're fake. But it's a...
No, I thought they were gonna be real.
I'm sorry to break your heart.
Wait. The the interactive thing where he
Yes.
talks to the kids?
Yeah,
Yep.
you have Crush on the screen, but it's a guy.
Did you say
Actually, no, it's actually Crush. It's not a guy behind the screen
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to you. It's actually Crush. He comes up to the tank and says hi.
I saw
Shut the fuck up!
the TikTok where he's like, I want to try turtle soup. And he's just like,
Yeah, he gets all scared and
and he like goes away. He's like, is he gone? Is he still here? It's very funny.
Yeah.
Love
No,
that.
last time we finally went to that, and it was actually pretty fun.
yeah,
Sounds like
it was
it's
cool.
I was just sitting there, and I was like, don't call on me, I got nothing. Don't call on me, I got nothing. Just
No, I
like,
think they raise their hands.
Oh.
Or they just like plant people to ask funny things in the audience. That seems like a
Nah, I
Disney
don't
thing
think
to
so.
do.
Little kids to do that?
Are they a plant just like
They have
celebrities?
child actors. Disney Channel's a thing.
True.
Are they plants just like celebrities and music artists?
Yep.
Call it to
Yep.
an episode that isn't out yet.
Maybe.
I don't think. I don't know. I don't know our fucking schedule, man.
Yeah, you don't. Don't worry about it. It's me. I got
Okay,
it.
great.
So stage 4 is depression. So this stage is
I feel
actually
that.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right then.
We're getting deep here. So the stage is one constant in the film, which is understandable. The obvious part is when Marlin gives up the search for Nemo, and of course when he sees Nemo, quote unquote, dead in the bag that Darla, the fisherman's daughter, which is also a dentist. So why are you
fuck that
sleeping?
kid.
Dude, I was just gonna say that. That has me traumatized. Every time I see a fish tank, I like gently put my hand on it. I'm like, can't
Wait,
do
maybe
it to
that
me.
was the point. They wanted us to be traumatized by it. so they're
wait.
just
In
like-
that scene though, when they're in the dentist office, the little kid in the background, he has a comic book, and it's an Incredibles comic book.
Yes, yep. And you see Buzz in that movie as well.
How do you know that? I knew about the Incredibles thing.
Yeah, that's what Disney, well, Pixar likes to do is they like to put little Easter eggs of movies and
Yeah, they have a new movie coming out, Elementals, and I saw a TikTok the other day that there's
Looks really
an
good.
Easter egg of Elementals in Buzz Lightyear.
yeah,
Yep.
in the vending machine there's a water and
So
it's,
you've seen that TikTok, but you haven't seen the movie.
yeah.
Very interesting. If
A
you ask
TikTok is
me.
10 seconds. A movie's 2 hours.
That was not 10 seconds. That was a long ass TikTok.
It doesn't matter. You understand what I mean. In
Are we gonna
relation to
fucking fight?
in relation to a whole ass movie, it's short.
I don't know. I have a pea brain. I check out sometimes. I just come back. I'm like, oh, I'm watching the movie.
I'm pretty sure there were drops of something in Toy Story 2, but I forgot.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. And then like the pizza trucks is like found in like,
In every single.
and it's like so many movies.
It's in Wall-E too. I love that movie. That is like one of my favorite Disney movies. Wall-E.
It was like it was kind of hard to get into that.
I don't know
movie.
why. It's like it's supposed to be like a movie about like climate change and all that kind of stuff, but like the love story between like Wall-E and Eve to me was just like,
Super cute.
yeah, that movie made me so sad.
You know what is a good movie? Princess and the Frog. We just recently watched
That's
that.
a very good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Like just recently.
I'm not
watched
a
it.
Disney adult, but I love Disney movies. They're
good.
just like so good. You can always sit down and watch a good Disney movie and always feel good afterwards.
Very true.
It's that feel good Disney mom.
Anyway,
So stage 5.
here.
Nobody loves me.
Here we go. Go ahead, Andrew.
All right.
I'm
The
all
drama.
alone. There's no one here beside me. But you gotta have friends.
Oh, my Lanta.
Shrek? No.
Yep.
And in the morning,
Donkey.
I'm making waffles.
We went
Do you
from
think
like
he's-
Universal
Do you
to
think
like
he's compensating
Disney
for
to
something for Lord
Nickelodeon.
Farquaad's big thing?
Who's compensating?
In the movie Shrek, Donkey and Shrek are walking up to Lord Farquaad's castle.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
they're like,
remember
that's
that. Yep.
huge. He's like, you think he's compensating for something? I never knew what that meant.
You know what the most...
Also, when he gets a boner when he's looking at Snow White on the magic mirror, have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yep, seen that.
You know what's the most engraved scene to me is that little fucking thing outside the
Fucking-
castle with the little
The
kid
little-
figurines.
Yeah, and they like cover their butt and they're like,
Yep.
face.
Watch my face.
Yep, I remember that.
Do you know
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man. Anyway,
But
sorry.
that's okay. No, you're good. You're good. It's good banter. So stage 5 is acceptance, but Nemo. So Nemo, nobody, quote unquote, isn't dead. Of course, he escapes the dentist's office, and Marlin reunites with his son. They go home with Dory and live happily ever after. This can be seen as Marlin's acceptance stage of the grieving process. He has learned to move on. Marlin couldn't have done it without Bruce the shark encouraging him to open up, Crush the turtle to teach him how to let go, and of course the amazing Dory for never giving up on her friend. The moral of the story in the film's most quoted line, just keep swimming.
I'm gonna cry. Every time I think about this movie, I think about that book, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Those Dear Ellen things.
Such a good book. It Starts With Us. Such a good book.
You know, it's actually really funny. Did you read It Ends With Us, Andrew? Did you read any of those books?
I don't read.
I don't read.
I literally read and then I get distracted by like the wall. So I cannot.
I don't read.
It's a very good book, and it handles a lot of different difficult subjects. But the main point is that the main character Lily, she used to have a journal, and instead of doing like Dear Diary, she would do Dear Ellen, and would talk to Ellen DeGeneres, and would like reference like Dory and be like, just keep swimming, blah 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 blah. But every single time in the second book, when a Dear Ellen letter came up, I just flipped the page. I hated reading those letters.
Yeah, I got so sick of that too.
I was like, I get it. Atlas, Daddy Atlas, got it.
I was like, I'm over these letters. Just get me to what I.
Where's Daddy Atlas?
Where's everything? Just give it. Just enough.
It's giving. Skip it.
I do want to read Jeanette McCurdy's book, but
it's very good.
It is very good.
That, and then also like Michelle Obama's books. I want to read.
Prince Harry's book, Spare.
That too.
I was gonna pick it up from Barnes and Noble, but it's $40, and no.
Yeah, so that's like one of the things I'm like, I don't want to spend the money on it. But yeah, but those are my theories.
Did you know on the Little Mermaid cover there's a pee-pee?
Yep.
Did you know that Goofy's in The Little Mermaid?
Huh?
Goofy and Mickey Mouse are in The Little Mermaid. In the beginning scene when King Trident's coming in, before they all do that musical number, when they realize Ariel's gone. If you look in the audience, there's Mickey and Goofy in the audience.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did you know... Is it
I
The
want to know
Little
what the rest of
Mermaid?
that musical number was, because they were eaten, and then Ariel wasn't there.
Was it The Little Mermaid? The priest on the boat, and then he gets a boner?
Yes.
Yep.
And in The Lion King, the things spell out sex when he flops down on the ground.
Yep.
That's a good movie, too. I don't think I have a favorite Disney movie, because I think I like them all. You know what's a really good Disney movie? Luca.
All of them? True. Senor Vespa.
Yep. Silencio Bruno.
Giuseppe. Mozzarella. I hate that. There's no accent throughout... I swear to God, like 75% of the movie.
I know exactly what you're talking
And then the
about,
random
too.
parts, they're just like, boo, mozzarella. And then it's like, why are you having such a heavy accent?
It's the little girl.
Coco.
Oh my fucking God. Encanto is such a good fucking movie. Like, why? I don't know what Disney
She
puts
is
in that
like
movie.
very she's very
Passionate.
Passionate. Thank you. She's like holding her like fist up
Encanto
like she's
is
gonna
such a good
punch
movie.
someone.
I could watch that all the time. Moana too. I'm always in the mood to watch Moana.
I'm always in the mood to watch Coco.
Moana.
Coco is it for Coco is such a good movie.
Coco is a good movie too.
The amount of color in that movie
The
is
color,
just...
the visuals, the story. I cry all the time.
The thing that's really good about Disney movies lately is like, I mean, they say like not Moana, Mulan like has like cultural appropriation stuff like that, but the newer ones that come out, the way that they like capture the culture and use like actors of color and things like that, they're doing such a good job at it.
Have you seen the live performance of Encanto?
No, I was
Very good too.
me and Paul were talking about going to see Disney on Ice because I wanted to go see it.
Why not?
Yeah, we could all go.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's my theories. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys.
He's like, yeah, I'm done. Bye.
Do you have okay? So before we sign off, do you have one theory that you didn't touch on that was your favorite that you saw, or something that just
No,
in your brain?
honestly, I like the Finding Nemo one was probably my favorite. Obviously, just keep swimming.
fucking
I mean, I've
sad.
always loved Finding Nemo, but like the more I like thought about it, I was very interested in it. So I was like, huh, this is actually really interesting. I never really thought about this. And then just like reliving the movie back in my head is that. So it was just really cool to kind of research all this. And then there was another one about Lion King that actually Mufasa caused the drought in right after he died. So, but I was like, meh, it's not really. It didn't have like a lot of information on it, so I didn't really do that one. So.
How would he have caused the drought?
Because I forget, it was like the details, because he died and then he was the one that like made sure the drought was gone. So
okay.
he like caused it essentially.
yeah.
There was like more to it,
Okay.
but I didn't really get more into it because there was like very little information on it. So I was like, all right, I'll do the ones that actually have information.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that was my favorite one.
There's it. I was just trying to find like smaller theories that could be interesting.
I was
And
just gonna say, do you have any favorite?
one is Wheezy from Toy Story 2 is actually secretly a villain.
Yep, I saw that one too.
Which actually kind of makes sense because he just gives strange vibes. It says
He's a penguin plush toy. Of
it
course he gets
says
strange
Wheezy
vibes.
the penguin, who Woody saves at the beginning of the movie,
Wheezy F baby, come and take a shit and urine on the toilet bowl, bitches. I love that song.
seems like a sweet guy, but is he really? According to one theory, Wheezy, forgotten on a shelf, probably became jealous watching Andy play with Woody, Buzz, and the gang at all times. So when it came time for the yard sale, Wheezy wasn't even trying to save himself and knew Woody would attempt to rescue him, possibly getting sold in the process, which is exactly what happened. With Woody out of the picture, Wheezy would have a better chance of getting attention from Andy. Plus, remember how Wheezy didn't say anything when Woody fell off of Buster the dog? He did nothing to save his friend after his friend saved him.
It's funny, though, because if I had a favorite toy, right, and then I had this random toy that squeaked, I can tell you that if I lost my favorite toy, that would not be the first toy that I would go for.
True. I mean,
I'd
I did have a
probably
Woody
go for,
when I
like-
was younger, so
I'd probably go for, like, the other cool toys.
yeah.
Speaking of Toy Story, I just remembered, have you noticed the new dolls that are out now don't have Andy's name on the bottom anymore?
Yep, they have Bonnie.
Yeah, which is fucking insane to
And
me.
it's sad.
It's insane. It's the end of an era.
Yeah, they're going to be, I think there's going to be a Toy Story 5. if
They
I'm
need
not
to stop.
Yeah, they.
You're trash,
They,
like me. I love that.
They confirmed a Toy Story 5.
I love that. Forky is iconic.
Sporky. Is Sporky? Forky? Is it Forky?
I don't know.
It's Forky.
It's Forky. That's what it
You're
is.
trash, like me. It's
Yeah.
my favorite. He just keeps trying to throw himself away like same, babe.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about that. Do you have any thoughts, Paul? Pow, right in the kisser.
But I'm not sure I have anything extra. I know is I just want to go back to Disney so bad. That's
We're
all I
going
know.
in September.
Oh yeah, for your birthday, right?
No, just our trip. Our
Yeah, but
regular trip.
so every year we go for his birthday, but we don't do anything for my birthday because it's hot. So it's fine.
Isn't your birthday in the middle of summer?
Yeah.
July, mid-July, end of July.
Okay,
You
but
just
we
go like up north where it's gonna not be as hot.
I don't say no to that, but
But
he wants to
still.
go to like California or Florida. I'm like, so you want me to have heat stroke?
the drama.
When I went to Florida in August, it was so fucking hot. I just wanted to end my fucking existence. I was so fucking miserable. We went to the outlets.
Well, I can literally I hate the winter, so
We went to the
I
outlets,
love.
and I was
summer.
dripping sweat, and like we're all trying to like go into like stores because there's AC and shit. And as soon as we get outside, I was just like, I fucking hate it. And we were literally there for 10 minutes. I was like, we gotta go because
that-
if we don't, I'm gonna be very upset.
Was that why you were over SeaWorld almost as quick as you got there?
I was over SeaWorld because it was so hot, and then there's just so many fucking people there. And like, I get it, it's like a tourist thing, but like, people who have no sense of like other people around them just make me want to commit arson.
Yeah.
So I was getting very angry because people kept walking in front of me with their fucking strollers, and I was like, bold of you to assume I won't punch your kid, and so it's just.
Yeah, and that's also why I like going to Disney in like September or December because one, the weather is better, and two, the crowds are usually lighter. So especially when we're going this year and when we went last year, it's the beginning of September, and that's when everyone goes back to school. So
Yeah, that's
families
when
typically
Florida goes
aren't
back.
flocking to Disney.
Mind you, though, I went to SeaWorld in December, and it was still fucking hot as shit. It was like 80 degrees that day. There was like,
I mean, I'm not saying December is going to be.
there was people in jeans, and I was like.
Yeah,
my
'cause
aunt
that's
had, like, a
cold.
sweatshirt and
That's
leggings
cold to
on.
them.
Yeah, she's like, you can tell who the tourists are because you all have shorts on. I was like, it's literally like 90 degrees out here. What do you mean? She's like, it's cold. I was like, not to me.
So basically, if you want to fit in Florida, just bring jeans
sweat to
and a
death.
sweatshirt and just sweat and just be like, I'm so cold, as you have just sweat stains dripping down your back.
Well, hopefully when I move to Florida, that I'll get accustomed to that.
You're never moving. You're not going anywhere.
Oh,
We are moving. We're moving in 2 years to Florida.
How dare you?
Keywan decided on it. We went obviously for vacation in December, and he went, and then we came back, and he just won't shut the fuck up about it. Like he's just like, yeah, we're
Yeah, I like pitched that idea to Paul. He said,
He's really excited
there
for me
is
to move to Florida.
no way you're going to get me to move to Florida.
He's really excited for me to move to Florida, so that way you guys have a place to stay.
Yeah,
do
so
you guys
originally
got?
I was just like, you can't move to Florida, and I was going to fight her on it. And then I was like, whoa, wait. If you move to Florida, depending where you move to, that means I have a place to stay.
We're gonna move somewhere like in the middle, so like in that like Orlando kind of strip ish, because I don't want to live by the coast because of hurricanes.
And not even necessarily just to go to Disney, but if we're just a weekend and we're just like, we need to get out, like I just want to go
I
somewhere.
can't
just
wait
like,
for Keywan. to
Brianna,
listen to
we're
this
coming
and be
over.
like, "What?" Keywan sometimes listens to these. He's gonna listen and be like, "Who is coming to save us?"
Me, bitch.
literally.
Me, bitch. The fuck.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, you can never get me to move down there. It wouldn't.
It's
it would-
really nice
it
down
would
there, though.
not happen.
It's such a different vibe than living up here. And you and Jimmy shit on my life when I talk about it because I said like the sky seems like it's like bigger down there, but the vibe down there is so different than it is up here.
Yeah, because Boston is just like,
Yeah, like everything down there is like so open. It just feels like I don't want to say like lighter in the area because that sounds very corny, but that's how it feels down there, and it just
Yeah.
feels so much.
we're
like,
always
nicer.
we're always in a rush here too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I can get down with the whole seasonal depression thing, and so obviously down there you'll never really experience that because it's always nice.
Oh,
and
you'll
there's
know in 2 years when I still have depression.
okay. There's always something about going outside and driving in your car, having the windows down, music blaring. Like, you could have that every day down there. But obviously up here you can only have it every, half a year, if that.
Yeah.
So, like, I get that, but that's not worth it to me. I'd rather just suffer for a few months in, like, my mind than live in that fucking scorching heat.
One of the many, like, the major things for me is, like, 1, no snow, because I fucking hate snow. And 2, your car lasts so much longer down there. Because, like, the cold and all that stuff up there, like, deteriorates your car faster. Yeah,
the cold,
like, down there it lasts so much longer.
Salt and all that.
Yeah.
It's just,
This is actually now a local... where we talk about geography. It's not even a paranormal conspiracy podcast at all, because we're just talking about fucking the geography.
That's why I'm like,
true.
Are we done?
It doesn't matter. People still
Andrew
listen.
said, I'm ready to leave.
And people still listen.
People still listen. We're going to see the drop off.
Yeah, right. I just like the fall too much, honestly. I'm okay with
it's fall year round. Like fall and spring, if it's like that year round, I'll be perfect.
If that was a thing, I'd go. You wouldn't have to convince me.
I was debating on moving to like the Carolinas because I feel like that's like the perfect middle ground. But my brother lives in South Carolina and he was telling me about the big spiders, and I was like, no.
Spiders? Nah.
Because the winter I can get over. I'm slowly, winter used to be my favorite season, but now the more I get older, the less I like it.
When was it ever anybody's favorite season? It's
because I skied and then I liked the snow.
Oh.
Because snow meant snow days, which means no school. So I was like, hell yeah, I love the winter.
Fuck
but now that I'm older, I'm like, I barely get snow days. Well, granted, my luck now is it snows every day I'm already off from work, so I wouldn't get a snow day anyways.
I was born in the spring, so I'm a spring baby. I really like the spring. That's when
spring and summer is my forte.
I was born in the fall, so that's probably why I'm a fall baby.
I like the beginning of fall. I don't like the end of fall when it gets really cold. Like around Halloween is my least favorite time because it's so fucking cold.
Yeah, that's when it starts.
But like
to go.
right in the beginning, like end of September, early October is my favorite.
When it's like low 70s.
Yeah.
Because
like,
late fall you get into like mid 60s.
Yeah. I don't like when it's really cold. But I like when it's like a little brisk and you can like wear a sweatshirt but like be fine and not be freezing and not need a jacket.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What about you? You like summer. We don't want to talk to you. So,
Rude.
Anyway, Paul, you want to give us your scripty script?
No.
Okay, so you can follow us at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at isntthatoddpod. We're also on YouTube now. You can find our podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music. As Paul likes to say, Tinder, Grindr, Plenty of Fish. You got another one you want to throw in?
Match.com. Farmers Meet, eHarmony.
BlackPeopleMeet.com. I'm black.
GirlsGoGames.com.
I fucking love Girls Go Games. Pogo.com.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then we have a Google Doc in our Linktree, which is linked on our Instagram and our bio, where if you have any stories you want us to hear, true crime, paranormal, conspiracy, you can submit them there, and we might just schedule them for a future pod.
And if you have any comments, concerns, personal stories, or you just want to say, hey, give us a little something, something, you can email us at isntthatoddpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, make sure to rate us 5 stars, give us good reviews or bad reviews, but always rate 5 stars, because why not? And then follow us so you get our notifications. Click that little notification bell. Isn't that what the YouTubers say? Click that notification bell. I don't know.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell.
Yeah, so do all that for us as best as you can. And then...
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure to have you today.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No, thank you so much for having me.
Do you want to plug anything?
Thank you for so much for having me, and I don't have
no.
any plugs, so eventually I'll do my own Disney podcast.
Hell yeah, and then we'll be plugging that every week.
Yeah, he wants to do a Disney pod. And then I told him I would be a part of it, but he'd have to quite literally do everything, and I would just be there to talk. Because I already do notes for this one, I'm not doing notes for another one.
And he only does notes for this one because I scream at him on Mondays to do his notes.
Yeah,
And then he does.
well, but yeah, thank you for so much for having me.
Of
Yeah,
course.
thank you for coming. And
This is fun.
as we like to say now, don't be a douchebag.
Don't be a dick.
Be
Just
a good
keep
person
swimming.
in society, and
Be a menace. Don't be an asshole.
Just keep swimming.
just keep swimming.
Oh, that was cute.
We'll see you on the next one, bitches.
Bye.
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 Bye.